A quick overview of how I put together travel bulletins. In the Bristol office there's normally 4 screens. I'm at home so it's just 2, so it's laid out a touch differently than it normally would be. And yeah, I could use a screen grabber, but I'm using 2 separate workstations, so I can't be asked. You may have seen this in the other video, Call Me, which is what I use to dial BBC stations, just Bristol and Solent left. I use Adobe Audition to record smooth prereqs, which are 20 seconds now. Yeah, I know, and then email that across. On the PC, it just happens to be the thing I've got here first. Train departure boards, usually using Bristol. It's not every railway station in the Bristol area, but it's most of them, certainly the main ones, all in one page, so I can have a quick glance there. There normally would be Wiltshire, Gloucestershire and whatever else, but just using Bristol at the moment, so that's very useful. We're using Microsoft Teams to communicate between editors and broadcasters and anybody you want in the company, which is just a recent thing. I've got a notepad there where I can quickly copy and paste stuff that I see from emails or Twitter. We have the IMRIX traffic map, which is similar to Google Maps. Data comes in a bit differently, and you'll see some of the lines fatter, which makes it easier to read. For example, key A roads and motorways. If there was something going on, more often than not, an icon would pop up and you could find, it would show you what the delay time is, which is very useful. 2 tabs for this, purely for Solent. First tab I use to scroll around to whatever station I need to, but during Solent I've got Hampshire laid out like so, and I can quickly get to Dorset because their area is so big. Trying to scroll between all the areas is just too much. I can scroll down to the Isle of Wight if I really have to. IMRIX Radio, which is the main sort of scripting tool where the bulk of the information comes in. Solent, Bristol and Smooth. Solent, Bristol, Smooth. And then normally there would be Gloucestershire and Wiltshire, but they're not doing their bulletins from us anymore. I can access any station. There's a drop down menu there, there's quite a few settings. I can get to any other station as well, so I can, for example, Bristol here, that's the script I've generated, just 2 items. This is the raw information, roadworks, public transport and so forth. The interesting bit, the fun bit some might say, is all these tabs here. First of all, Romance, which is for Solent again. They've got all the motorway cameras from Highways England, but there's a few more, for example, around Fareham and Waterlooville. The Southampton ones are generally switched off. There's one there for near Lyndhurst as well. And we've got the Highways England camera page, where if I zoom out of that you can see cameras for motorways and a few other A roads around all of the UK. I'm just interested in the south and the southwest. So for example, if we have a look at the M519 Portishead, I can click on that, and there it is, and I can enlarge that. Happy days. That refreshes every 6 seconds. You can get the streaming version as well, which is live, but we haven't got that here for bandwidth and other problems. Thanks, Highways England. The Highways England Pro page displays breakdowns, reports of, so you can have a look at the matrix signs and a few other bits as well, which the public can get to some of that, but this is the Pro version. For weeks, if I try and sign in, it doesn't let me. It says it's out of service, so I can't show you much of that, but from this page here you can sort of get the idea. It's normally filled with, assuming there's stuff going on, breakdowns, a tree down, whatever. The the Wave 105 travel page, they do take IMRIX, but they do get a lot of callers themselves. This is extremely useful, and it's nice to get a second opinion for a Solent area, so thank you, Wave. I do have my own Twitter account. If you want to follow it, feel free. It's OJ Travel, and I only use it for traffic news, so I follow only people and organisations that are concerned with traffic news, councils, Highways England, that sort of thing. I've actually got a few followers despite that being completely pointless. Google Maps as well, obviously to find places. I've got the traffic option switched on. Again, it's nice to get a second opinion. OpenStreetMap is great because Google's good for data and a general overview. Some of the place names are just awful, and some of the road names aren't entirely accurate as well. OpenStreetMap is much better and can be a lot more detailed. One network for roadworks information, and then we get to ferries, Whitelink, Red Funnel, Hover Travel, and that's the Sandbanks ferry. They've also got the Isle of Wight floating bridge, the Cowes chain ferry as well. There are a few more ferries in the Solent area like Hythe and Gosport, which I haven't got tabs for, but those are the main ones. 12 Point Ferry, Tamar Bridge, I don't really use that much anymore, just for smooth southwest really. And then My Emails, which is using Microsoft Outlook, and that's recently changed as well. So there we are, is a brief overview of what I use for traffic information. Normally I'd be concerned about copyright and IP, but it's only a quick overview, so I'm not too fussed. Just to add, the one thing I haven't got access to here at home, which is where I'm doing all this from, are the police storm feeds. We don't have it for every area, but most of them, Gloucestershire, Wiltshire, Avon and Somerset, and that's calls from the public that are literally calling 999 or any non-emergency number, I think, as well, where there's like a tree down, accident, burst water main, breakdown, you name it, that will come in. We can see the very basic details and a map reference plus a log number as well. That is so useful, but I haven't got it. So in its absence, I have searched for police on Google Images, and this is what I've found.